What's up, what's down? Tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things.
Let's look at a classic clip which shows the difference between someone that thinks they can fight on the streets and someone that can actually fight. Strap yourselves in, it's going to be a bumpy ride and a long way down in this reality check. What we have here is a pre-arranged fight. You can tell they've got it in that parkade, there's a decision made that these guys are going to engage, and the guy's even go through his preparatory motions before it goes on. Now, for those of you out there that are always going about street versus sport, I can't think of too many more examples where you're going to get all street and all sport in such a well-encapsulated video. Because as soon as our gangbanger chummy comes in there going ready to swing, he gets his legs booted right out from underneath him and the guy's on his toes again. This has told him two things. One, this guy can't fight worth a shit and he probably couldn't find his ass in the bath. But what it's also told him is he's got this down and he's only got to wait for his opening. What's interesting is once he puts that kick in and the guy's flat, that guy is now a mixture of probably a little adrenalized and scared and embarrassed. He's not hurt. That's important. A little bit of a dead leg perhaps, but with adrenaline and everything coursing through his system, he ain't be feeling that one too much. As he gets up, he's now got that angry walk towards stride going on. Watch what our friend does. He backs off, he backs off, he backs off. Two reasons for this. One, it tests the commitment of his adversary. But two, he's now giving himself a massive reactionary gap. He can see what's coming from a mile off. He can probably put the kettle and have a cup of tea and drink it by the time this guy gets to him. And when he does get inside, he's now got his timing off, he's got his measure off. One of the hardest things to do in a sporting context is time the other person off. It's why boxers dance around each other, finding their range. MMA fighters probe, shoot, do leg checks, and they go for that double when they can. They have to get in range to do it. He's then able to get that cheeky little overhand in and then a sweet double leg takedown. Why hit him with your hand when instead you can hit him with the planet?
but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:35. The moonlight wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melody. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more can ever do. I best the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh yeah. The wild dogs cry out in the night. I stay all restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right. As sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, fighting off this thing that I become. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh yeah. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh yeah. What's up, what's down? Tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack daily things. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hero Shack Daily Things. I think it's episode 26. And I am solo. I don't know why I'm solo, because Diana did go downstairs. I hope she's okay. Let me move this mic around a little bit. How are y'all doing tonight? So, we did receive our proofs tonight. Today. I have to redraw 3 panels that I'm really not happy with the way they look in print. But that's okay. Won't take me long. And it's worth it. But otherwise, the books are looking great. Let me see. Let me grab mine. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
So these came in. These are our proofs. Not for resale.
Yep.
And it looks marvelous,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of a handful of panels, which I am not satisfied with. Or to be,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to fix them.
Yeah. That makes sense, though.
Well, now's the time.
Mm-hmm.
Better to fix it than regret it.
That's true.
Otherwise, I'm wicked psyched. This is going to be phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. I'm very happy about it. And sorry, something fell. I had a fallen.
my
in my
heart.
office. I
My
had a
heart will
fallen.
fall to the floor for you, babe.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
I didn't bring this in because I start looking at it. And I love it. So,
I know.
yeah, so we got the proofs, and Diana's going to do a one more time proofread.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly now we're looking for any odd marks, any weird punctuation, anything that might have slipped in the cracks.
Mm-hmm. The
So it's
final
kind of good.
review.
Yeah, it's like the chamber is loaded, and now we have to make sure that
The
everything is
chamber.
ready.
That sounds just so weird, but okay. I can deal with that.
Yeah, well, why does it sound weird?
The chamber's loaded. The chamber's loaded. Ah,
Do you know what that's
it is
reference?
loaded. No, I have no idea. It just sounded goofy. That's all.
The chamber is loaded, like you're loading a gun.
Yeah, I understand that.
You
But-
just said you didn't know where it came from.
No, I understand, but I didn't come from like a reference of a movie or something.
Or something like that. I'm sure it's been in several movies. Yeah,
Okay, well,
that's all right. It's cool. So what else is to be updatable today?
The metal cards should be coming in a few weeks.
The patches came in.
Yeah, patches came in.
They look super. Do you have any to show?
I do, but we didn't make the stretch goal, so we're gonna hold on to these.
Yeah, but you can still show them. Why do you still have me big? Never mind. Do you have any with you?
I'm getting them. Well, aren't you the bossy one tonight? Jeez. I just sat down, turned the stream on. You're bossing me around. Yes, I have one. All right, let's see if I can do it. They're smaller than I thought, but I actually like them smaller. Okay, so let's go. Wait.
It's
Can
going to
you
be a fantastic hat patch. It's going to look.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
it's big for a
well,
hat.
this is.
No, don't do that. Don't. That looks silly. Don't stick it to
Come
your
on,
head.
this is. You can put it on your nose if you want.
All right. I just
My
watched
cheek.
8 people leave the views. Yep, they ran away.
No, they did not. Look at the cheek one. I could
You're
be a
scared
little
of
cheeky.
people, honey. Yep. No.
Anyways, they're very cool. And like I said, they do have the iron-on backing, which is helpful to
For people who
sew
don't
it
sew.
on. Yeah, because you can iron it and then sew it on. Anyhow,
Oh, does that help? Does that work?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it will. I think it's going to be fine. Honestly, I got to put them in the back. Put it in the sewing section of my office. I did.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Yaira, I think, is like climbing, which is great. That was the only comic news I really hear about today. Like, it's been trending all day.
How's it?
Yeah, it's just so underwhelming now. I'm like, whatever, like Eric made a video and Ethan's got his clips and everybody's barking back and forth, and I'm like, it's very frustrating.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, though. I mean,
It is, and it doesn't really concern me, but it's just
but it makes you sad.
in that sense. Well, it's like when your football team is always losing, Both these guys, I mean, they're both successful, but I'm like, it's just That's not a great look for comics right now. That's my opinion.
I know. I know. You're funny because it is true, isn't it?
It does bother me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot bothering me. I don't bring it all to the show. I don't want to like just harp on drama. Tim knows some of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's just say the wheels keep on turning. And Proud Mary
Burning.
rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Come on, you guys. Somebody's got to know that song.
I know it.
You didn't even know. Oh, yeah. Do you? Who did it?
Proud Mary keeps on rolling, turning.
Yeah. Who sang it?
I don't know.
Oh,
Tina Turner or something
yeah, she
like
did.
that.
She did. That's one of them. I would accept that.
Okay. That's the one I remember. She's up there doing her thing.
That's the one you remember?
Yeah. Why? Is that not a good one to remember? Yes. Yes, it is. Why?
That's not the one I remembered.
Oh, well, that's all right. You're a different person than me.
Yeah, let me show you who I remembered. But not that one.
Clearwater Revival.
You remember them?
Yes, I do.
They're a band.
I know. Stop already. Listen, I'm very tired tonight. I told you that already. And I'm here, happily here. We're going to group
That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't play in too much of it or else we'll get stopped.
Yeah.
That's a big song.
That is a big song. It's a good song, too. It is a good song.
Yeah.
You know? So what else is going on? I missed the pre-show. Did anything exciting happen during that?
Well, I showed some reaction video stuff, but nobody was really watching.
Well, no, you start it after everybody gets here, like me.
No, I started before everybody gets there, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Yes, you started before. So I miss it.
That's why it's called a pre-show.
Okay.
All right, so I'll show you. All right, like there was this piece. This is about 2 minutes or so. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Be nice
Let's look at a classic clip which shows the difference between someone that thinks they can fight on the streets and someone that can actually fight. Strap yourselves in. It's going to be a bumpy ride and a long way down in this reality check.
No, hey, OG, don't do it, bro. Hey, don't do it, bro. Hey, don't do it, bro. That actually make this shit, bro. It's gonna make everybody get up. Hey, sit up. Sit up.
What we have here is a pre-arranged fight. You can tell they've got it in that parkade. There's a decision made that these guys are going to engage. And the guy's even gone through his preparatory motions before it goes on. Now, for those of you out there that are always going about street versus sport, I can't think of too many more examples where you're going to get all street and all sport in such a well-encapsulated video. Because as soon as our gangbanger chummy comes in there going ready to swing, he gets his legs booted right out from underneath him, and the guy's on his toes again. This has told him two things. One, this guy can't fight worth a shit, and he probably couldn't find his ass in the bath. But what it's also told him is he's got this down, and he's only got to wait for his opening. What's interesting is once he puts that kick in and the guy's flat, that guy is now a mixture of probably a little adrenalized and scared and embarrassed. He's not hurt. That's important. A little bit of a dead leg perhaps, but with adrenaline and everything coursing through his system, he ain't be feeling that one too much. As he gets up, he's now got that angry walk towards stride going on. Watch what our friend does. He backs off, he backs off, he backs off. Two reasons for this. One, it tests the commitment of his adversary. But two, he's now giving himself a massive reactionary gap. He can see what's coming from a mile off. He can probably put the kettle and have a cup of tea and drink it by the time this guy gets to him. And when he does get inside, he's now got his timing off, he's got his measure off. One of the hardest things to do in a sporting context is time the other person off. It's why boxers dance around each other, finding their range. MMA fighters probe, shoot, do leg checks, they go for that double when they can. They have to get in range to do it. He's then able to get that cheeky little overhand in and then a sweet double leg takedown. Why you hit him with your hand when instead you can hit him with the planet?
You mean-
That was your reaction to that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like, oh God, I thought it was going
I
to be
thought that
funny.
is such a metaphor for like an argument.
Only you.
One
A
guy's
metaphor
coming
for
in
an
all
argument.
sloppy.
Some guy getting some dude walking down, all think he's all good in that, but it's all stage. He takes his shirt off and everything. He knew it was
That's
coming.
not staged. Yeah, well, he knew that he was about to fight, but the whole point
Obviously.
was it was supposed to be street versus sport, meaning the MMA guy was like fighting a street guy,
Yeah.
and they all knew it was happening. It was in a parking garage.
Yeah.
They were filming it because they thought it was going to be something big. And maybe it was for the guy filming it. We don't know who was filming it. It could have been an MMA pro guy. It could have been pro street guy. But street guy went up and first he got his legs kicked out because he was an amateur. And that let the guy who kicked him out know that he was fighting an amateur. And just it's the same thing in debating strategy. And then he backed up and let the guy come at him. And then once he knew what was going on, once he could see the plan, once he saw the telegraph, he delivered a crushing blow, which was, I really love the last line. Why use your hand to hit him when you can use the planet?
The planet? You mean his leg?
I mean, he didn't punch the guy. He flipped him down onto the ground. He used the earth, the planet, to knock him out.
Oh, that's so lame.
Oh, that was so cool.
I know. I
Well, Outcast,
I think that's definitely a guy thing. So any gentle person, gentleman, gentle, you know.
well,
I
don't
don't
you
know.
see how MMA guy was very gentle?
Yes, he didn't get hurt, and the other guy made a note that he didn't get hurt. But what has this got to do with us in comics? Like, I don't get the
You
whole.
wanted reaction videos. That was one of them. I wanted to see your reaction.
That was a reaction video. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
That was lame.
Yes. Why was
That's
that?
not. Why don't you get like an animal one? Those are always wicked fun. Just
Well, I'll
wanted to
have
let
you know, even though you weren't watching,
I wasn't watching, and why wasn't I watching? What was I
I
doing?
included this. Do you
Well,
recognize?
I've seen this one before. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
funny.
included it for you.
Oh, cool.
I want to see if you actually laugh at these because I wasn't sure if this was worthy of being shown.
I've seen it and thought it was like, oh my god, that's so dumb. It's funny though. Can you, like a full-grown person, if the doll comes, the only thing is that they're probably sitting there alone and it was set up. But I wouldn't you notice if a doll is just randomly sitting on the floor with nothing else around?
I haven't figured that one out yet. What the hell that was?
That
She was playing a trick on him.
yes.
Wait.
She was pretending she was floating. Watch, see her legs are right there. You know, watch. She's pretending she was doing some weird looking thing.
You really dug this though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually. I think I sent this one to you, didn't I?
That's why I have it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
That would be me. What?
You the mighty name of Jesus!
I'm
Miss
so
Diana
sorry.
really loves those kind of videos.
I'm so sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I need a sip of my tea. Oh, Outcast Comics, we are hoping to do great things too. We really are.
We gotta have you come on sometime. I'm not sure. Like, we always welcome creators to come on and talk.
Yeah.
Tim and Rick are both creators that come on. Terry's a creator.
But yeah, if you ever feel like you want to step in and chat with us live, and absolutely, just give us, let us know. We'll have you on anytime. Look at how funny these are. I'm so sorry, you guys.
How funny! What are
these videos? Like I'm seriously trying to think of how to do that because that would freak you out. But you know what I would use? I would use a mouse. I would use a tiny little tiny little mouse, and then put it in your office. And if I could somehow, man, that would be funny.
It wouldn't work.
Why?
I have defenders all around me.
I'd have the cats outside. I already
That's
have a
not
plan for that.
no. They're going to protect me.
Okay.
My cats are my
Whatever.
guardians. Thundercats, baby. If
Whatever.
I say Thundercats, oh, you know what happens around this house?
Oh my God. Hey,
Found it.
speaking of Thundercats, I don't know how this is a good segue. Do you know anything about Teen Titans?
What would you like to know about Teen Titans?
Do you know what they are? Do you know who they are?
Yes, of course. DC Comics teen superhero group. Robin, Wonder Girl, Aqualad, Cyborg, Raven,
So you do
Chameleon.
know.
Chameleon
I
Boy, I think is
have
his actual name.
Teen Titan posters that I'm allowing my OT students to do. And one of the little friend that you made the cardboard. Yep. That's what he worked on today. I had it in a vertical plane so he could get, some good upper body strength and coloring done. He absolutely loved it. He spotted it last week when he came in for OT, and he went home and he watched the movie 6 times. His para told me, watch the movie 6 times, his dad told him. So I haven't seen it before, but I probably should take a gander at it.
One, they look like California art, whatever that is. It looks very kiddie.
I don't know. I guess I should look. I don't know. It's a Teen Titan poster that I got from a kid. It's just some kid. My daughter.
Is it a coloring poster?
Yeah. I'm looking up right now.
Does it look like this? Like this? These characters?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Teen Titans Go.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So they're big, like 24 by 36 posters. She got a bunch of them. I think she got them at McDonald's. They were doing like a special or something when she ordered a Happy Meal. Yes, she 32 and still eats Happy Meals. But she gave them to me, and he really liked them. And that's comic, right? See, I wanted to bring something comic into the thing. It's cartoon. Actually.
Wonderful. Let me show you more of like the Teen Titans I know. It's more like these guys.
Okay. No.
You see them?
Yes.
Yes, they're drawn like superheroes. That's not Teen Titans right there with the live action. I mean, it is, but I like them. These are more traditional. These are more traditional. These are real traditional. George Perez.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can open this image in a new tab. Yes, I can.
Yeah, it's like a coloring sheet that I think McDonald's was giving out, or a coloring poster, I should say. It was really cool. It was very cool. I enjoyed it, Oh.
It's going to pixelate, but George Perez is one of the great artists.
Mm-hmm.
And Teen Titans was one of his biggies.
Well, I was happy that I was able to offer that. Oh, and by the way, I need a set of Great Cyclopian books for me in my office. And I am selling a set to one of our students' moms. She would like to buy one. So I've got to get that. Hopefully by Friday I can get it together. I just wanted to let you. Hey guys, I'm so tired tonight. I'm goofy. I can't come up with anything silly yet.
Silly? Everything's silly. Should we open up the chat so that we don't waste all the time?
Hold on. I got to get a toy. You guys ready? Ready for my toy? Hold on.
I'm a little
working on it.
concerned.
What's that?
When a woman says, "Let me show you my toy," I get really concerned. What kind of toy are we talking here?
Watch.
Is it an action figure?
Yes, look at watch.
What?
Do you see it?
It's a metal foil thing that does weird illusions.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do you like
Hang on,
it?
let me make you big so everybody can be impressed.
Look at this. This is a cool toy. It's a nice fidget. You can put it in your hands and you can roll it back and forth. See how it goes up twice like that? So I forgot I had this. I got to bring this into work. It's a nice bilateral, ladies and gentlemen. This is called a bilateral activity. See? They bring both their hands together and they rub, 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 rub. I just got to make sure they don't eat it because that is something. Look, you can do it upside down. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
It's a
That's
okay.
amazing.
That was my fun for tonight. That's about as fun as this chick's gonna get tonight.
That was a lot of
So
fun.
I
I
think
can't.
that we have opened the stream so to save Christopher, because I might come out with something crazy. I gotta put this in my work bag and take it to work. I forgot I had it. Well, I could come out and do my daughters. Oh God, my daughters bought me this. I should take it to work. Many years ago. It's a flamingo. It's a pen. He looks like he's been through the mill though. See, he's got
Yeah,
little,
he's been through a Chinese factory.
yeah. His
I
little
guarantee
hoof
it.
thing. His
Yeah.
little thing fell off. But the
Uh-huh.
girls bought this at a book fair, probably when they were, I want to say maybe 3rd and 4th grade. They were so proud of it. They gave it to me. And I've kept
So
it all
about a
these
dozen years old.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're in their 30s now.
That's
I don't
even
know if
older.
I don't know if it works. Let me see. Wait, I'm going to create something on a very small. I'm going to do my own sketch card. Okay.
Lord,
You
we're in trouble.
ready? I'm making a sketch card. This is not what you're going to get at all.
Oh, it might be. If it's good enough, I'm going to stuff it in someone's. Yeah, you guys are
No,
going to get
this
a
is
wonderful Diana original.
this is going to be.
Who's going to get
is-
Diana's original? We'll add that along with my sketch card as your personal contribution.
Yes, there you go. Okay. Hold on.
So
I'm working on it.
I'm going to do a drawing or what?
I have to sketch it away. I'm sketching. You'll know who the real artist is when you see this. Goodbye, golly. You'll get it. You'll say, oh, that Christopher. He has been totally bamboozling us. Yep, he has. All right, it's almost done. I got to put the final touches. Final touches. It's going to amaze you guys. And I did it with my little flamingo pen, the instrument of creation. Are you ready? Whoops, it fell over. Here it is.
You got to show it on camera.
The Great Cyclopian eye.
Bring it closer. I don't see it.
Come on! What do you mean you
I
don't see it?
I see
It's
like a
just
cave.
his eyeball, huh?
I see a cave with an opening.
Oh, shut
And
up. Oh my
inside the
God.
cave,
Stop.
if you look, there's like
Did you
a
guys
wall.
see this? Did you see his little eye that I did with my handy dandy little flamingo?
Hold it a little closer. All right. Hang on. Don't move. Okay. All right. So let me look at this. All right.
Can you
put it
see?
down now. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
So that's the Great Cyclopian eyeball.
it's just the eye. Yeah, it's not the whole head. I didn't have a. I said it was a sketch card.
So are you going to give that to somebody?
Yes, I'm going to give it to you. You can have it.
No, you have to give it to one of the backers.
I'm not going to give it to one of the backers. Oh, yes, the backers can't wait. Please, if you want my amazing Cyclopean eyeball, send us an email and we will be happy to. And that was done in like 2 minutes. So don't tell me you're late on your book, by golly.
Oh my goodness, you're throwing strikes now, baby.
I'm just having fun. I really
Now
am.
see inside what you're. I swear that's a cave opening. That's really an eyeball.
Look at how good it came out.
Well, don't
That's
you
not
see walls
3D
in there?
either. That's not 3D. And it did not have a picture reference. That is from memory. Yep.
Oh,
Dang straight. Now who's the real artist in this family?
I don't know anymore. I mean, art is a subjective thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chat doesn't know what to respond. They're like, just get her off the show. Is it 9 o'clock yet? It's 9 o'clock.
It's
It's bedtime. Time for me to
yeah,
go.
no, we didn't
Mm.
start till 9. It's Wednesday night.
Does not matter. Time for me to go.
Oh no. Diana's been having a good time.
No, I'm
I do have
drinking turmeric
sketches
tea.
here, but these are just sketches, just playing around.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Show your art now.
I'm just
Try to make it look like you know what you're doing. Go ahead. Sketch
well,
it.
you know what?
Sketches.
I did do this like book thing. And inside it, there's pictures that I drew all throughout it.
This is the actual book all throughout it.
Yeah, like did a lot of the one-eye guy, as you can see. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I know him personally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, look, see all those books?
I see all of them. You're right. You're right.
I did those.
You're right. I didn't do any of that. I did an eyeball. I was very proud of my eyeball, but you know
It was very
is-
nice.
It is
I
very.
love the eyeball.
Oh my god!
You're gonna make me tired.
I'm super duper sorry. I got up at 2 o'clock last night in the morning. Well, 2 o'clock this morning, and I just couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep. Tossing and a turning and a tossing. I'm trying to drink this tea. It's supposed to relax me. So if I
Is it
face
working?
plant, well, if I face plant, you know it does. Imagine that. If I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I went like this. I did a Chris. No,
No.
Chris, you're like this. Wah. You go back and snore.
Yeah, if I go out, it's like all the way back.
Yep.
And it's happened before.
On a live stream, has it?
Yeah, but I didn't have the camera on. It was on Mike's.
Poor Mike. He fell asleep. I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
I've done it
So
in
what
prayer
else?
circles before.
Huh?
I've done
Go
it
ahead.
during prayer circles before.
I know. So what else is going on? What else you want to discuss this fine, fabulous evening that we have?
You know, there's not too much else.
Yeah.
I think the state of the indie comic circle is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I know there's pockets of hope. I know there are creators that are pounding out and doing the work of creative minds, you know.
Creative
And
mind.
for that, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big sluggers out there. I want them to start hitting home runs, and you know, I'm just
You're just
fatiguing.
being you.
I'm fatiguing.
You're fatiguing.
Yes, and
Okay.
like,
Is that
so
like
that
a
means-
word? Like seriously, fatiguing? Like I'm fatiguing? Like
fatiguing. You know, like when your muscles fatigue. Are you fatiguing? It's probably not an official word. I probably shouldn't be turning it into a verb.
I feel fatigued. My muscles are fatigued. The state of the indie comics fatigues me.
But you don't like fatiguing, huh?
Well, we could work. We could talk about it for sure. If you wanted to. I mean, seriously.
I'm gonna see if it's a word.
Okay. You're gonna see if it's a word like right now?
Present particle, fatiguing. Fatiguing.
Guys,
Fatiguing.
you notice I got him to look that up. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Okay, that's the word.
Yes, I
Fatiguing.
know. I'm looking at it. I see it.
I didn't make it up.
I knew it was a word. I was just
I didn't
teasing
make
you.
it up.
buddy.
It was a real word. Oh, you didn't know. You did not know. You thought I made that
I
up.
did too. No, I was teasing you.
You
I
gave
was
me like
trying
8 different sentences
I
saying,
was
look,
trying to be funny.
my muscles are fatigued. I
My
am
brain-
becoming fatigued.
My
Is
brain
fatiguing
is
a word?
fatigued. I'm tired. So listen,
Is-
you have
is
a tired
tired a
co-host. So
word?
if anybody would like to hop on and talk to Chris, because I don't want to talk to him.
No, I don't think anybody's really there. I think they all switched over to like one of the news shows at 9.
Oh yeah,
They're like, we're in Tabsville. You know, like they have women when they date, you can get put in the friend zone. We're in the
we're-
tab zone.
We're in the tab zone.
People have opened us up, and we're in the tabs. They're
We're in
checking
the-
other streams, but they're giving us.
Well, you know, they probably are. We've done that before.
You know,
haven't you?
you've done that. I don't do that.
You
Every
don't?
time, I'm sorry. I'm going to
Yes,
be
you
honest.
do.
No, anytime anybody comes in here and asks me to tab their show, I can't
Yeah.
do it. Then I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to me, and it's not fair to your viewers.
Okay.
And it's not fair to YouTube to be taking up that bandwidth in another tab.
What?
They got to service that. They got to send it out. If I'm not paying attention to it, that's not fair.
Okay. I got you. I will never do that again.
That's one less set of eyeballs that can watch it around the world.
I know.
Starlink is not all that fast, you know.
It's not, is it?
No, well, I don't know. I've never used it.
Well, you know,
What's up,
it is one of
Tim?
those
Hello,
things.
how's it going?
Oh, he's here.
We're having a day.
Why are you having a day?
Well, because typically we have to have those before the night.
Because Christopher did not like my sketch card of the Great Cyclopian eyeball.
No, I loved it,
Weird
Tim.
thing.
It's the best drawing of the Batcave I've seen in years.
let me see it.
Look at that.
Oh, what is that?
That is
Look
the
inside
eyeball of
the-
the Great
Look
Cyclopean.
inside the darkness. I can see a line right down the middle
Listen.
representing a pillar.
I put my artistic pen away at the moment, and
I'm not going
because
to see what I
it's
think it looks
fatigued
like.
me. I'm fatigued from that.
Oh my
one sketch
gosh!
card.
You know what? Yeah, that I just saw it too.
Let's
What'd
not
you
say.
see?
Let's not see what it is. Let's not say.
What?
I
What'd
see
you
a big
say?
mouth with a lifesaver in it.
Come on, you guys! It's the eyeball. No.
Look at the top lip and the bottom lip. And
It looks
it's
like
that.
What
it
is
looks
like
like
a
the kind
lightsaber.
of sketch I would do because I'm not an artist. I would do this a sketch and show my artist. I go, basically, I want something like this. And
Yeah.
this I have because they can't tell what it is. I have to describe what it looks like. This is what it's supposed to be.
One fortunate backer is going to receive that along with everything else that they get because it's now a joke. We're going to share it.
It's going to be the backer that Chris doesn't like. And
No,
if you
it's
get the
gonna be
card,
someone-
he doesn't like you.
It'll be someone I know that will get the joke.
No, we're not sending that
Yes.
away.
I'm gonna.
That was dumb. That was a
You better
silly
destroy
thing.
it. Although I
I'm
now have
just-
I have a photo of it. I can
We
print
do
it
have an
on
image.
11/17.
I have the
I can
authentic.
sell this I can sell it at conventions as a print.
I'm gonna put it on eBay.
You could
Etsy,
you could have
baby.
like all the good cards are the you pick the right card, but if you get that card, that's the
Yeah.
wrong card. It's like, pick the right card, Oh, you got the eyeball, nothing.
Yeah. Yay. That's the secret card.
You won the
I'm just-
lime green eyeball.
I'm just goofing off. I woke up last night around 2:15. It was slept for an hour and a half. Couldn't fall back to sleep, so I'm super tired. And on top of that, I'm drinking turmeric tea. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's healthy for you.
Did you put more booze in it?
I did not. Did I? No, this is me totally straight, by the way. That's pretty scary. It's pretty scary when you ask that.
I'm
No.
afraid.
Yeah, no, this is just me. Did you see the little patches that we got? Those were super cute.
Oh, really?
I modeled the patch. Chris told me to stop it, so I did.
You were doing it like a tattoo on your forehead, lady.
I was trying to give them like an example of the size of it for crying out loud.
I'm sure glad I had my camera off because I almost fell off my bed.
Just now.
It would have been like it'd been like that footage.
It would have
me,
been. It would have been
Remember
fun.
that chair? Remember that chair?
There, yeah, there's
Chris would have
footage of
like
him falling out of his
captured
chair.
that and played
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that was a
This
good
Well,
one.
we
is
got
the
him falling
creator
out
of
of his chair.
Melvin.
You know? Do you know that, Diana?
What's that?
We caught him falling out of his chair one night.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
did?
The back wheels to the chair kind of broke off, and I just kind of fell off.
Nuh-uh. I missed that. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That's a nice way
You-
of saying God. That's a nice way of God telling you you're a fat ass.
Hello, good stuff.
Hey, good stuff. Welcome to our crazy show. Crazy show. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. Tim, I'm glad you
it's
didn't get
hilarious.
hurt. You didn't get hurt, right?
It's funny after the fact.
Yeah, it's funny, but I would have been so startled.
Did you guys see me
I
on
probably would have
what's his
cried.
name?
I probably would have cried.
Narwhal's show?
Oh,
I was on today. Yeah, Gable posted it in the Misfits room.
what time was it?
What time was it? It was I believe we went on around, I think it was like 4:30 or 3:30 their time,
Uh-huh.
and it was like 4 something. I think the Pacific Northwest is like an hour behind, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
not sure, but
I had a
I
blast.
didn't know you were on. I didn't see the post. So
It was
Is
in,
it-
it was in DM group. Gable put it there.
is it on replay? Do you know?
I believe it should be. I don't see why not. I had a blast.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey,
I'm glad-
honey,
Hey, what?
Lorenzo is in the room. Do you want to try to let him in?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I want to see if you
the
can
green
figure out how to
one.
do it.
Okay, we ready? Dun dun dun,
We're
dun. Lorenzo.
Yay.
Yo,
Hey, buddy.
Shalom.
How are
Shalom.
you? We're having way too
you're
much
in a
fun here.
Legends flea stack.
I see.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you did. Oh,
I identify more with the ancient Altrusians, but
here we go.
Oh, okay.
Hang
but
on.
my
to your-
surname is Sleestack.
Hold
Ah.
on to your.
Of the
Long
Southampton
story.
flea stacks.
What?
Of
Would
the
you-
Southampton flea stacks.
I don't think I know them.
Oh. Apparently, Chris is transgender because he turned into a Diana.
Oh wow! Look at that.
What?
That's crazy.
You've been
Look
cloned.
at, that's me. I'm double. That's scary. You
Not
got two of
anymore,
them tonight.
I've taken your power
Hey,
away.
Rick.
I'm glasses
Did you
now.
let Rick in? Oh, nobody let Rick in. Why are you letting me do this? How come I can't? Okay.
You're the
Add-
producer.
Okay. Sorry. I thought Chris was letting you in and he was just being a goofball.
Of the Southampton Cross Comics.
And hello. Welcome to the crazy show that we have going on. You guys missed my debut as an artist. I'm very depressed. So I told Chris that I was going to do a sketch card. And
Oh,
Rick, I
no.
think you will very much appreciate this. And I sketched out just Cyclopian's eye. And I used my creator
I
pen
see
for
it.
this. Wait. Yeah. But the pen, it's all in the pen. Look.
And
Oh, you can't look. I don't have
I
it.
have to correct you. I have to correct you. Well,
What?
I have to correct you. This is not your debut as an artist. This
It's
is not your
not?
debut as an artist. You
It
did
is.
do a drawing way back when on
Oh, right. That's right.
when me, Chris, and Mighty Geek were doing the show. You came on with.
Yep, and it was
Yep.
a good drawing too.
And you
You
did-
did
So-
way better than you thought you would.
Listen.
Has anyone heard from Terry at all?
Not
No.
today, no.
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 No, I mean like
yeah, he was
recently.
here
'Cause-
last time.
Was it last night he was here and the night
Yeah, he's
before, I
been
think,
here.
too?
Okay,
Yeah,
because somebody
he's
must have been posting. I think some spammer has been posting stuff on his site because
Oh.
somebody was like, "R.I.P." and click on this link, and this was a few months ago, and I
Oh,
just
no,
saw it
he's
the other
been-
day,
he's
and
been-
I
he
think it
was
was
here
some
the
sort
other
of.
day.
It was probably
He was in
some
here.
phony link or something,
Yeah.
some sort of
He was-
scam.
Yeah, he was talking about manga with me and asking me to. I wrote it down. I don't know where I put the piece of paper. It's somewhere on my desk.
Well, that's good to know because that had me kind of freaked out that somebody was like acting like he had passed away. But I think what happened is just he probably hasn't used Facebook. He clearly hasn't used Facebook in a while or posted on there. And I think he probably added somebody to his friends list or whatever who turned out not to be on the up and up, or maybe their account got hacked or something.
Who knows?
You know what's
Hello,
crazy?
stuff.
Why is Facebook so hard to go on anymore? Like, it's
Really?
technically not any worse than Twitter, but I find myself just not wanting to go on it. Like, there's something about Zuckerberg. I'm just like, meh. Like, I do go on it. I check stuff. I I post on it, probably once or twice a day, I guess. But I'm like, I just,
Yeah, that happened to me too. I used to have I had a Facebook group that had 1,000 members, and now it's done to like 900 something. And
Oh,
for a while
man.
there, people had I don't know, they changed it changed around how it was moderated, and I just didn't take the time to look at the moderation, learn how to use that. And so there had been some people creating like numerous accounts and just joining on their own, and I didn't realize that.
no.
And somebody said, "Oh, this place has been taken over by spammers. I'm leaving," and didn't bother. They didn't bother to DM me to let me know what was going on, or else I would have put a stop to it months before. So I don't know. It seems like they've changed. I know they changed around the features on Facebook, and they kept banning me, or they kept banning my account for a while. It was like over like photos that I had uploaded years ago. And I think that's when I had stopped using it so much, and then started using it again. But it had changed somehow. Can't quite put my finger on it.
I don't know. Twitter was acting funny a while ago, and then after that,
Yeah.
Facebook started acting funny where I couldn't video call people.
Did you do any updates
On what?
on Windows or anything?
I had to clear out a bunch of cookies and a bunch of clear out the cache.
Because that's like a huge thing with Windows and Mac too lately. They tend to like need updates a lot.
The big thing with Facebook is I'll post something on there now, and it doesn't get any traction. I get traction on Twitter, but on Facebook, I'm having a harder time getting any sort of traction.
I don't know. Twitter was acting funny for me a couple of times.
The only time I feel funny on Twitter is when Asperger's comes up or autism. And today was some of that, wasn't it, man? I'm like, what?
Yeah, I didn't know if I should bring that up, but yeah, that was kind of funny. Like that he kind of.
What happened?
If a creator wants to go and dig their own hole or whatever,
Mike Wheeler just kind of jumped on Lorenzo, and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy is like."
What did he jump on you for?
Well, for what was the exact terminology he used? He called him a.
Something about. I'm trying to remember.
I have
look
to
that up. It was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny, but because when I was a kid, I was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified, which is ridiculously long.
Really? That's a nice way of saying. That's a nice way of saying we don't know what's wrong with you.
Yep. There weren't enough.
Yeah, later it was just
clearly
autism.
state.
And this was back when there was an Asperger's diagnosis, but it was like, I mean, that could have been diagnosed as, but it was like, no, we're just going to diagnose you as having autism, which
PDD.
I guess would be like the Connor or Canner or whatever style autism.
What did he do?
Well, what he said was, "Shut up, you developmentally challenged idiot."
Was that the quote?
Right. Yes.
That was hilarious.
You should have told them to put down the cheeseburger.
Well,
wait, somebody said that to you? Wait. Somebody said that to you? To who? Lorenzo?
Yeah, a comic creator. A comic creator who keeps wondering why he gets banned from conventions. And
Mike Wheeler, who we talked about before, apparently said that to Lorenzo.
Yeah, the guy who starts stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I knew the guy's name. He's been on my show. I just
the guy who starts stuff and then wonders why, and then turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm being oppressed because I'm a conservative creator."
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of that, and a lot of, and it's like with
Crazy.
Anita
Crazy.
Sarkeesian with Gamer. In fact, I'd say Anita Sarkeesian probably has a lot more. She has a lot more to complain about than because people were
Oh, she was a hack. She was a
threat.
hack.
I
If there
mean,
ever
there were
was a
so
hack.
many people who were upset with her that I think she was receiving all sorts of different threats. Whereas,
Well, because they have her on videotape saying that she never played video games in her life, and then like fast forward, all of a sudden she played video games all the time when she was a kid. So which one was it?
yeah. I mean, and she was saying things that were upsetting even some feminists. Like she was her criticism of games didn't just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and she also ripped off a lot of people for a lot of money for a video game for a documentary series about video games that
Who is
never
this?
happened.
Oh, this is your
Yeah. I posted the get some help to Mike Wheeler, and now he's responding to me. The
So
was it Mike as in Magic Johnson, I think.
I'm muted. He
Is
couldn't
it
that's
Magic
muted.
Johnson or is that
that's Michael Jordan,
Michael Jordan? Oh gosh.
right? And down here, I said to him, I said, it
Oh
sounds like he broke you, or he just as classless as they say, Mr. Wheeler, and he muted me. To which I responded something about that's fine. I don't have to charge you for the insight now because
oh my
he's really
gosh.
Yeah, and
he's
that's just because
well, it's
who was you picking on? Naomi, Larry?
yeah. This
yeah.
was gonna you were. It's almost like you read my mind. I was gonna say he went after Larry, but that's better to say Niobe because there's
Yeah.
lots of
Well,
Larrys, but people know
I
him as
seen
Niobe
That's
Comics
so funny.
He's always
or,
going
I
after
seen
Larry.
Rebel Comics. If they've been around a bit longer, they might know him as
Yeah.
Rebel Comics.
Yeah.
but see,
yeah,
that's
I
like
seen
that's the whole thing I see right now. Like on that circle of independent comics, it's depressing as shit. I'm like, everybody is like going after everybody. It's just down and dirty. It's like something a friend told me once. It's kill or be killed. I didn't believe him. And it's what's happening all around us. I'm like, dear God, you people.
Oh,
Support
things
each
are gonna
other.
get things. If you think things are chaotic now, did you see that Ethan Ralph is showing up on Comicsgate streams
Why?
from
What?
who you see.
the Ethan Ralph from the internet blood sports scene.
You mean the guy who didn't he marry like an 18-year-old or something, and they got divorced?
Yeah, and
There was
released the
something to
sex
that
tape and
effect, yeah.
everything. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I don't think he was married to her. He divorced somebody else, and that I don't know if he was. I don't want to speculate too much, but yeah, he ended up hooking up with this 18-year-old woman. She got pregnant, and then they broke up, and he released the sex tape and all this stuff. Convicted of it, so I don't even have to say allegedly.
Mm.
Either convicted or pled guilty. I don't know.
so Diana, it's like
I'm
comic
like,
book.
what?
Remember about, I don't know, about a month, 2 months ago, it started with EBS and Eric July fighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
I do
started like
remember
a schism and a shakedown, and then shit started hitting the fan when BK got busted. BK, Big King, I don't know.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
say his name.
You
But
know,
then people started getting really nasty. And Matt, I know you want to talk. Hang on. And,
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
and then Matt, no, it's cool. And then Matt Barr like got kicked off of EBS's thing. Now Matt Barr can be a jerk, but he was right. And like now it's like, okay, so if you're on Team Eric, you get the Soska twins, which love them or hate them, they
Oh,
are what
yeah.
they are. Or you're
Yeah.
on Team EBS with Riley and Mint Salad and
gross.
Ethan Ralph. Are you shitting me?
Oh yeah. Did you know Riley produces? Is a producer of Dick Mannix
Yeah, I know.
show. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that at first.
Or if you're
Which
smart,
I
you're
actually
not
like
on.
that. I actually like. I think Dick Mannix can be really entertaining.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that Riley was from that group, and
Some
then
of
he
his
had
monologues are fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. And if you're smart, you're not on either team.
well,
Yeah.
the thing is,
Both teams are
I've got
dumb.
friends who are part of all who read books from all the EVS, or they read books from the the CG slums, or part of the
Well,
CG
I have
slums,
to
and I
be
got friends
honest.
who are
Lorenzo,
Eric
If I had
July
the money and they were
fans.
cheap,
Lorenzo,
if,
I have to be honest. I have books. I have bought books from both EVS and Eric July, and
sitting here,
but I don't have books from
but
both EVS and Eric July. One
Wait,
book is still not here, and
oh,
the
but
other
you
book
did
came.
buy some.
I'm still waiting on Rainbow Brute, but I knew it was late when I bought it, and
Yeah,
I'm still waiting
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
That's something that was talked about way back in 2018
Sharing
after
screen.
Nurkish and Tim Lim were going to do Cash Grab with Cecil, and then that's a long story about what happened. But
You
Tim
gotta
and
see this.
Nurkish left
It's
the
fine.
project, and then years later, Cecil ended up making that book with a totally different Cash Grab book with what was it? Down Delay.
You gotta see this. It's hilarious.
Yes, I see it.
And Delay's
So-
got a campaign going now too. He's not asking for that much, like as far as to get
Okay,
funded
I'm
either.
trying to motion my way in the traffic here. So remember when certain two type of people were trying to guess who's going to be the next Creepo in CG?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they named Wiggle, right?
Yeah.
And they made this whole thing, and look who's still following a certain person.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. So I'm
They're
just going to
still-
blow
this
this.
is-
Diana's
this is-
going to kick us if we don't say it. Diana. Oh, she's muted. Maybe she doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, isn't it kind of funny that they went on this whole like witch hunt for who's going to be the next Creepo in CG, and they're still following the original Creepo.
The thing. To be fair, Twitter won't show me all the people I'm following. I'm following thousands of people, and only show me like a tiny fraction of them when I look at the list of people.
Yep.
And then the apps that used to help.
Yep.
It used to help me see who I was following. Elon Musk, now that he's got all those rules about bots and stuff, or maybe it doesn't have to do with that, but he made a rule because so many people are linking to Twitter or X or whatever, and it was draining bandwidth. I think he's allegedly charging an exorbitant fee, or
Actually,
an exorbitant fee
No,
for these sites that actually help people manage their Twitter accounts. And so a lot of those accounts, a lot of those apps that would help people do things with Twitter, like see who was following them and see who was inactive. Most of them shut down, and the ones that remain charge what I consider to be a really high fee. And that's because they really have to, because if I understand it correctly, Elon Musk is charging a really high fee. So
That's that'll
but
never-
I would think that they would have
use
checked and
anything like that.
to see.
What's that, Chris? Hold on,
I
Lorenzo.
never
What'd you
use
say?
I never use anything like that. Like, it's funny. I just realized the other day, I thought it was weird. Rick knew how many subs I had, but it actually says it right underneath the thing. I never know. I'm like, so let's see. Right now I still have 84 subs, but like, I never know. Like, I never follow any of that. So like, when you're talking about like who's doing what on Twitter, the fact that Tim could show me Divinity Comics was still following Vicious, I was like, wow, I didn't know you could even see that, man. Like, I
you can.
That's
can
sort of
see some of
easy.
that stuff.
That's sort of easy. You just go into their whoever thing and you click followers.
But
yeah,
you
but I mean,
won't
I
see
never
the
even
full list of
who they're
followers
following.
necessarily.
you guys are
If somebody's
helping
got
my
thousands
people.
of followers. They only show maybe Maybe they'll show 100 of them. I don't know the exact number, but they won't show
Oh,
thousands.
when I claim to Diana, I'm not that into Twitter. See, honey, I'm not that into Twitter.
Yes, you are.
I don't know how to do
If
that
it's not
stuff. I
into
don't
that.
Well, you don't do that stuff because you don't care about that stuff. You
No.
are more in tune with, okay, what has come up on my Twitter and what do I feel like I need to respond.
I
to
do
make
like hot
sure that
takes. Yes,
What-
I do like making hot takes.
yes, you do.
Even
You
when
like
I'm
to
wrong,
just
I still enjoy
you like
it.
to poke people and do stuff that you shouldn't be
He
doing.
likes to poke
And when
the
I
bear.
no, the best guys is when I peek in his studio and I'm like, "Hey, what you doing, honey?" Arguing, and his face is at like the computer because he's not arguing with me. I'm like, oh, okay, have fun. Yeah, I will.
Who was it? It was like she's like, who you arguing with? And I'm like, One Eye Sam Cowboy number
Yeah, I'm like,
422
what?
or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's somebody on Twitter. I read the screen name though, and it was some weird name. And it,
Yeah, I think Mike this time, before it was Mindy a few months ago, but I think Mike this time was calling me a troll, like that was supposed to hurt my fifis or be some sort of
they
insult
tagged
or some sort of shocking revelation to me that
no, they tag team. I guarantee you, if I'm muted by him, she's paying attention to what I'm saying, so he can know if I said anything about him, because then they can respond.
I wouldn't be surprised. As it was the case with, Wiggle, it could be. Like, I'm guessing it's an oversight because if he's still following Vic, though the first thing I did when I heard the news is I think I did a soft block or force and follow on Vic.
I don't know. The thing with Wiggle, I got to say, I don't know Wiggle well. Wow, that's a tongue twister. But I've always kind of had a respect for him. And if he calls a book degenerate, I know there's pretty much, it's like he says, he can't give it to his kid. And that's like a good barometer for like, okay, is the book, is it good for kids? Well, ask Wiggle. They'll tell you straight up.
Okay, I want to address something.
Yeah.
Charges for Twitter are only being done in the Philippines and the Netherlands.
Really? Maybe they reversed their policy, but I just know a
Look up
bunch of
Google.
sites shut down.
Look up Google. They'll tell you that they're only charging for tweeting in the Philippines and the Netherlands.
I'm talking about the sites that connect to Twitter,
like the API.
like these third-party
You could-
websites that would help
Oh.
people manage their tweets and stuff,
Yeah.
and manage who was following them. Like because
Those would
they
be
used
bots.
to use apps to tell me, like, there were accounts that I was following that hadn't been active for like 3 years, and there was no way of finding it because it wasn't like these people, because these people weren't tweeting. It wouldn't, I would never see their page, so it was kind of a catch-22. So I couldn't unfollow them,
Right.
because I'm constantly, every day, I'm at the max or almost near the max of people I can follow on
wow.
Twitter.
I'm not even
So-
close
And
to
it's
that.
incredibly frustrating because there are people who, if they have a lot of followers, if they have like 14,000 followers, then they can follow that, that many people, I guess.
Yeah.
But because I'm only being followed by like maybe 3,000 or whatever it is, 4,000, 2,000, I don't know.
Time out.
I can only follow like the max of like 5,000 accounts,
What's
which is
up,
a lot of
Tim? What did you
accounts,
want to
but a
say?
lot of them are inactive.
I don't know.
What'd you want to
Lorenzo
say?
he has a whole buffet of words.
Wish I could just see a full friends list or whatever.
That would be great.
Following list.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, I just think they used the whole VK thing, and then they forgot they followed him.
Yeah. Well, that would be kind of
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was saying their history is just like there's nothing they can do like to hide that. Like they've got just a track record of just like, okay,
Being
you guys have been
hypocrites?
going around for years. Yeah. Just hypocrisy, shitting on people when really you're the ones who are, I don't want to get into too much because really it just invites them to get upset and strike. But it's like
Oh,
everything they do just it seems to be like, okay, it's the same story.
predictable.
Yeah,
predictable.
yeah.
It's like,
You guys
yeah,
are victims after you took a crap on somebody and they threw it back at you. How dare they? Oh no,
Yeah.
you
Well,
got
that's the
crap.
thing is I want to be careful with the whole situation with the Wheelers. I'm not going to claim I'm the victim in all this because
no.
I thought about not saying anything or not tweeting anything about the whole Larry situation, but this was like the gazillionth time over I don't know how many years that they were complaining about Larry, and you know, and it was and Larry and I don't think Larry himself would even claim to be perfect.
You know,
You know, I mean,
honestly,
there's things Larry is maybe rough. Well, I don't have feathers, but yeah, scales.
I don't know
but
Larry at
but
all.
he's
I mean,
ruffled my
literally
feathers, so to speak, a few times.
everything I know
But
about
oh my God.
yeah, but this guy, I don't know anything about him. And like the
oh,
Wheelers are just something that just keep coming up. Like he's just the latest person that they're kind of like crapping on. It's like,
It kind of seems like that's all he does is just go around and argue with people.
but Larry has come up more than once though, right? Like they've been going back and forth for
yeah,
Ever,
yeah. Larry and
ever
Larry said some stuff before about the
since
Wheelers, and you know, but
indie
he, he
crowdfund.
does a lot of positive stuff too, where he's promoting.
ever since what?
Indie crowdfund. They've had it out.
They,
Oh,
they had
was
the
that
website. You know about this more than I do. They had this website, and
Yes, it went
their own
from
crowd. It was kind of like Fund My Comic,
yeah,
right?
but Fund My Comic is more successful. It went from they would never touch your money to oh well, Stripe doesn't want anything to do with us, so it looks like it's going to have to go through my PayPal.
Yeah.
well, that didn't work out well
yeah.
for
The
them.
question is, why
And
didn't Stripe out to one? Yeah. Yeah, it didn't last
and,
long. I don't even think it lasted a year, and it
no,
never
barely
really
a
got
year.
any traction.
Nope. And it even had
But you know,
Alabama. I mean, Florida man.
So I have a quick
but I
question.
remember. Go ahead.
I have a quick question. I have a very quick question. So we've been talking
No.
an awful lot about Twitter and the negative stuff that has been happening because all you guys like read your Twitter. I post the show and that's about it. Is there anything positive that's going on in Twitter that you can share with me to enlighten me that there's still good stuff happening
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
this social
Yeah, we
media?
post our
Sorts of,
shows.
Okay, so let's
all
go.
sorts of
I'm
comic
gonna
campaigns.
listen, guys. I'm gonna pretend like I'm in my kindergarten class when I run my group. So let's see. Rick, I'm gonna let you talk first. Tell me something good about Twitter, and everybody else should be thinking about this. Okay. All right, Rick, go ahead.
we can post our links to our shows and our books of whatever that's going on.
Awesome. That's perfect. All right. Next up, Timothy. What do you find positive about Twitter? understand.
Okay. Well, Melvin
Are you trying to
Special
pull some teeth
Edition
there, Diana?
is
Young man.
available on Walmart, Amazon, and Barnes and Noble. The last page for the special edition of Melvin 2 was turned in to RJ. And then there's a brief, update on Melvin 4. So
Awesome. So you can use Twitter in a positive light to share your
Sure,
books and
sure.
stuff like that, right?
Yep.
All right. It's Lorenzo's turn. Lorenzo, positive on Twitter.
So yeah, that's basically what I was going to say. But there are what do they call them? It's Twitter. There are things there are some sort of besides DM groups. There's also these other groups people can join. Like there's one called Comicsgate. There's one for pretty much anything. Like if you're into a specific kind of like old computer or whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know what I can't remember what it's called. There's also lists people can follow that different people make, and you can make your own lists of I think different people on Twitter, and you can categorize things. There are ways of, like, if you wanted to avoid the drama, you can follow certain topics,
Yeah.
and then there's like can't remember what those groups are called. Maybe they call them Twitter or X groups or whatever.
Very cool.
As well as lists. You can also follow lists. So I mean, there are a lot of ways of customizing Twitter, so you don't
There you
just
go.
see all this, bombarded by
So
a ton
what
of
I'm
stuff.
what I'm hearing from you is that you can join various groups on Twitter. You can customize your own Twitter so that you're
different
following
kinds.
the things that you like. Okay, awesome. All right, Christopher. Last but not least, positives on Twitter. Don't you dare bring up anything negative, young man. I'm waggling my finger at you, but you can't help. Go ahead, shoot.
So it's like you get 4 slices of Wonder Bread and you put them.
This is why I saved him last.
Let me
I'm
finish. Let me
serious.
finish. You're interrupting me, young lady.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So on one side you stack them and you put peanut butter on the inside, and on the other side you use grape jelly, and not strawberry unless you're using crunchy peanut butter. And if you're doing that, you're disgusting. But put grape jelly
What
on the
about
other
raspberry jelly?
side. Shut up, sir. And then and then you put them together
I'm sorry,
and you
you
squish
guys.
them down gently, and then you ooze it into your mouth. And that's what's good about Twitter.
Okay. So that was not helpful to me at all. But the 4 guests were very helpful into trying to kind of share with me some positive things. Because whenever we do this, I hear a lot of negativity about this person and or that thing or whatever.
I got one. I got one.
Okay. All right. You already had your turn, sir.
I got
You
one.
may have. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make
It
it quick.
translates foreign languages into English if you hit the translate button.
Oh yeah, I use that all the time.
It does. I know.
So
You have to
Twitter
be careful,
communities.
though. You have to be careful because, like at work, sometimes I click things and it's all weird stuff, like from all weird countries, and you just got to be careful because you never know what it's going to translate like.
Oh yeah. Twitter communities is what I was thinking of. You could have your own.
There you go.
You could have your own
Community?
for Hero Shack, and
Yeah,
people
you
could
could.
post things about the Hero Shack community, and it's available to the public. But the communities you can see publicly. It's not like a direct message group,
Mhm.
but the
There's a
advantage is
focus.
only select people who join can post, and that can keep like spammers out. Or if
Gotcha.
somebody's spamming it, you can ban that person.
I have a
If
question.
they're they're putting in stuff that's irrelevant, like
butter and jelly guy.
What'd
Yeah.
you say?
I said I have a question from the peanut butter and jelly guy. How do you feel about the Whopper that has bacon and peanut butter?
Well, anything
guys
from
are
the Whopper
disgusting.
company. The problem with the Whopper company is anything other than the Whopper sucks. You can't believe it's not beef thingy doesn't work. It's not a real Whopper. The bacon and peanut butter Whopper, really, like whoever's making this stuff, he's trying to kill the king. Like I got a feeling the king is dead, and this is like Loki is running the show. Hey, let's have peanut butter and bacon, brother. Have you ever had it though? I would never try it. That's the
do
problem.
they really have that?
I saw it advertised one.
Wow, because I had heard that
I would
McDonald's
try
was
to use
actually like at the top, and then Subway, and then the Whopper company was at like
Burger
third
King,
or fourth
yes.
as far as popularity with.
Now, the thing I thought was interesting was the Cheetos filled with mac and cheese. That didn't
that's
actually
bizarre.
taste bad. It
Ugh.
didn't taste
In
bad
fact,
though.
Taco Bell might be one of the top. I'm talking about as far as fast food chains. I think they might even be beating out Burger King, which is surprising because I always thought Burger King was like back in the
Better?
90s or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I
As long as it's not
I
Jollibee.
prefer. Yeah, I used to prefer it over McDonald's, but In fact, they still do as far as the Whoppers, but
Hmm.
this explains things.
Yeah.
You also used to have really good chicken tenders, but I don't like whatever. I can only get like their chicken nuggets now, and I don't like
Yep.
that as well.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I
So
prefer
Big
Jack in
according,
the Box.
Big Boy has some pretty good food though, but I don't know.
hang on. According to, let's see, visualcapitalist.com, Subway. What the hell? How is
Oh
Subway
yeah,
and
Subway
Starbucks?
might be at the top.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to share this stuff because I don't believe it.
As long as it's not Jollibee's, because their food sucks. You have to try it to actually understand what I'm talking about.
What the
It's
heck
been
is
a few
that?
months since I looked
What
this
is
up.
that you're sharing?
It's like an ad that popped up.
Hmm.
I think it's
There we
I think
go.
it's yeah, okay. Here we go. McDonald's.
So
Chick-fil-A is our
McDonald's,
place,
Starbucks.
baby.
How is
Oh
that?
wow! So Burger King's way down. Got to be way down the list then, even further than I thought.
So Burger King is right there, I guess. What's that? 7,043,000,043? I would guess.
Wow.
Well,
This kind of
Oh,
explains
this
why
is most
it's
stores. All right. So Subway has the most stores, then Starbucks, then McDonald's. Burger King is 6th on stores. Wendy's is 9th, and I pay attention to Wendy's because I like Wendy's the most.
okay, so this is for stores, not income. So that was probably
Oh, Subway's interesting because I don't know if they do this anymore, but I think the accusation a long time ago, it could have been just an accusation. I'm not saying this is a definitive fact, but I heard that people might open up a Subway, and then like somebody down the street could open up a Subway, and then they'd be competing against each other. They might. I'm guessing they're not doing that anymore, but because I think it could have been quite chaotic to have all these subways competing against each other.
Hey, look at the
But they do
bottom.
have a lot of locations.
The bottom of the 50s list. Baskin Robbins is the last place. Church's Chicken is down there. Checkers is down there. Have you guys ever had Checkers? They used to be really good. I don't know if they are
No.
anymore. Krispy Kreme is. Oh wow,
I've
this is a
had some
bad
Church's
list.
chicken at a place called Harvey's before, but they out here.
Harvey's?
Yeah, Harvey's is a restaurant.
Oh yeah, we used to have them here in Michigan, and I don't know what happened. We don't. They I they don't see them very often. Maybe they're in certain regions.
Yeah, they used to have Church's chicken in there. I'm not sure that they
Oh
still do.
really? That's
But out
Oh.
here in BC, I've seen a couple Church's chickens by themselves.
So you guys
I
look at the
remember-
money there. McDonald's is crushing everybody. Wendy's
yeah. I
Wendy's
had
is
heard that they
actually
were
the
way up
second
at
place
top.
burger joint, and then Burger King is in 3rd place as far as burger joints go, according to this list. The other guys aren't really burger joints, but they are fast food.
Yeah, Wendy's is what I was thinking of. I mentioned Big Boy. I actually like Big Boy better than all those, but that's a different thing. It's not exactly fast food.
Yeah, Big Boy has waitresses, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's more like a diner or chain of diners. Ours used to be
KFC.
Elias Brothers Big Boy, but I don't see that on the signs anymore.
Dairy
There's some
Queen,
good ones on this
Harvey's.
list. Sonic Drive-In is a great little cheap hamburger joint.
I've never
I've
been
never
to a
tried
Sonic, I
Sonic.
don't think.
Yeah, me neither.
Florida, baby.
Oh.
Oh, what a burger! They're really good too, Diana.
Oh
do you like
yeah. There's a Japanese VTuber, and her VTuber name is Watame. She's a sheep girl, and she heard there was a Whataburger, and she was just really happy because that's how she was pronouncing it, was Whataburger, and it's like, oh, she was thinking it's like my name Watame,
Oh no!
and she was like, oh.
Oh,
Like
Hardee's is not
if she
doing
visited the
good.
United States, she'd go there or something.
See, Hardee's is a regional thing. That was also in Florida. I thought they were way bigger, but
Yeah, they used to be
30th,
in Michigan.
30th is 30th is insane. Hey,
Yeah,
honey, how you
I
doing?
really liked Hardee's as a kid, and I don't know what happened.
I don't know
was,
how we
Yeah,
got
this
to
is fast
hamburgers.
food. What's that, babe?
How did we get from talking about Twitter to hamburgers and fast food? I missed that.
Tim
Oh,
said he really
that's-
liked vegan burgers from McDonald's or from
No, I
Burger
don't.
King.
But I can't make the connection. First, we were talking about the Wheelers. Then we were talking about social media crap. Now we're talking about fast food. We were all talking about crap.
Well, yeah, you asked.
I think the last one was the best.
When,
I
when
like
Chris,
talking about those chains.
because Chris talked about the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You asked
Oh
him
yeah.
about the peanut
It's
butter
not my
or whatever.
it's not my fault.
Whopper.
Diana didn't understand the metaphor. Tim clearly understood it because he followed
Oh my
up with a
God, you
great
guys! I
question.
can't.
What? So one thing my late father did. Gosh, maybe I shouldn't just keep saying my late father or late brother and stuff. Anyway, I'm not doing that for sympathy points. It's kind of weird because I'm just wondering. People start asking about him. It's like, well, he's no longer alive. But he made sure that when we went on family road trips, we would go to these different diners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or sometimes we call them greasy spoons or whatever. But I didn't understand it as a kid. But he was really into experiencing the local cultured areas, and I really feel fortunate that we did that because. As a kid, it was like I just wanted to go to McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, and I think so did my mom and maybe my brother too. But now I love these local diners and supporting local restaurants, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of part of how I got involved with. Well, that's not true because Comics Gate wasn't making really a lot of books at first, but. When they did start having all these raising the books and stuff, I think that's how I ended up backing over 100 books.
Mm-hmm.
Is because of I like supporting local
Mm-hmm.
independent
That's cool, though.
businesses.
That's cool that your dad was able to give you that sort of experience. I know that when Chris and I go away, like when we do comic conventions or just go away for the weekend, that's one of our things is we really enjoy going to like mom and pop shops for breakfast. We're like breakfast has always been our thing. We try to find a place that has a lot of vehicles on a Sunday morning because we usually go when we're checking out from the con. And we've had, right, Chris? Haven't we had some very good breakfasts from these? And we meet some of the coolest people.
Well, I
enjoy that
gotta
place.
tell you, the conventions, they are an opportunity of a lifetime in many ways. Actually, let me say this right now. Yes, Carl Jr.'s as well. The conventions, like I've gotten to hang out with Pat Broderick after several convention shows.
Yeah, that's been fun.
I've got to meet all sorts of people, like in the restaurants, and as you're walking to your table and you're passing, like Tusi and oh gosh, all the names are starting to float away from my head. But you're passing all sorts of guys that you saw all day in
Mhm.
huge stands and and they're all sitting there
That's
eating dinner.
cool.
Well, it's weird because you walk in and like what happens to us is invariably people recognize us as Hero Shack because the name does stick out somehow. So they don't know us, they don't know our book. They walked by a couple of times, didn't stop, and they'll see us walking by at a restaurant and we'll hear, "Hey, Hero Shack!" And we'll
Yeah.
turn and we'll be waving.
Oh,
Hey,
fun.
how you doing?
hey, Outcast. Is it Outcast Comics?
Yeah, that's what we would be doing. Yo, Outcast. But that's kind of what happens. Like Global Frequency.
Interesting.
I remember the first year we met them, and I had no idea who they were. And they handed me their sample comic, and I was like, "This is really good, guys." Have you ever seen their sample comic?
Who is this? Which company?
So Global
Sorry.
Frequency, where was it, honey?
Oh,
I want to say we were in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
But I
we
might
were.
be wrong. We
Yeah.
were?
Yeah.
So they were handing out these. And these are like huge.
oh yeah,
Mavericks. It's good too.
Mavericks. Yeah,
Huge,
I
huge.
retweet their books.
Yeah, huge
Yeah,
stuff.
that's how Rex is doing his comic book. He's doing it that size.
That's some impressive artwork too. Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
whole thing is
beautiful.
very top notch.
And that was one of the like free samples.
They brought it up and gave it to us and said it was free. So yeah,
Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. I see.
there we go. Yeah,
It's kind of a mini comic.
yeah, it's like it's what an ash can should be.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
It's huge, and like I'm like, wow, look at this thing. Just to give you some context, okay, let me just grab here's a Marvel book. It's Fantastic Four number 250. But in contrast, I open it up and I put it spine to spine, it becomes obvious it's so much bigger than a comic. Like
Yeah,
does that
or a regular normal comic.
oh,
yeah.
that's wild. So the thing that they're just giving away is bigger than a
Than a
wow,
comic,
an oversized
But
comic.
it's only what, 5 or 6 pages?
Hang on, I'll tell you. So it's two-sided. The cover is the same stock as the inside, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an 8-page mini story.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's 9. And then the
Wow.
cover, yeah.
That's really cool. And
Yeah.
so
Eric Weathers lettered it, so it's got
okay.
pedigree in it. Garrett Gabby is the artist, Aaron Knepp is the writer creator, and Jake Thomas is the editor. Nice stuff, guys.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've retweeted their stuff, but I haven't backed any of their books, unfortunately. But
Well, if you like
now
something,
maybe I will.
it's well worth it. Yeah.
Looks like the sort of
A great company. You know, as far as we know, we've dealt with them a few times, and they're very cool.
Yeah.
Were there like
good-
giant robots in there, or what was I looking at?
Yeah, they're like mecha war bots.
Oh wow!
So on
So
the
it's
cover,
not
you
just
can
like
see,
another.
right. See, there's a vehicle.
Oh wow!
And these are guys in the back with guns, and they're shooting at these guys with the mechas or whatever they're called, robot, giants.
The Mavericks?
Yes.
It's cool.
But I mean-
Always cool when somebody does something different like that. I mean,
What I mean is, I think they have model numbers and stuff. Mavericks is like the team name, but they have a
Yeah.
name for these like specific models, and I don't have those memorized. And I know that because I think somewhere in here there was a listing of them, or some of them are on the website. It must have been on the website because it's not in this.
yeah, I think what you guys did with the Great Cyclopian is very unique. But you
Which
know,
part?
they're they like it sounds like he's got superheroes backstory, but it's not, maybe not quite that, and he's just only got one eye and stuff. But there's some comics that it just seems like people are like, we're going to just go and because Marvel or DC ruined something, we're just going to kind of make our own version. Which, to be fair, Marvel and DC do that. Like Marvel's got their own version, a couple versions of Superman or whatever, but they can't legally call it Superman. But Hyperion was one of them.
Well, Cyclopian will never be a clone of Superman, but they did try to make him look like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's seriously leading up to a climactic conclusion with issue 12. So I'm like, yes.
So in your comic book universe, does the DC comic book universe exist?
as a fictional comic book universe that they could like go and read and stuff, sure.
Okay.
Because our universe is his universe, even though we don't see anything that he sees. But like the way I look at that is, no matter what happens, my guys are still my guys, and the world is still the world. It was like when 9/11 hit, that
Yeah.
broke a lot of the illusion because they had all these like fictional, honor takes, which were great. Don't get me wrong. But like we all realized, yes, Spider-Man's not really there helping the firemen out of the rubble, and Thor is not really there holding up a piece of the wall. You know what I mean? Like they drew
Yeah.
all these things, and I got it, but it really drove home that nothing really impacts the other. Nothing in the comic books can ever impact the real world quite like what
Yeah.
a real tragedy does. Like when
Yeah.
Superman died, that impacted it. Sales went through the roof, and
Yeah.
it set
Like,
up the return of Superman.
like in my,
Well,
in my
that all started with that Jesus guy,
yeah.
Yeah.
In my,
Well, there was also didn't Hercules kind of did he go to the underworld, or was that just in the TV show?
Well, the quote.
he may or may not have, but he didn't die to get there. In my
That is different. Because Jesus actually conquered death. Which I think is unique as far as I
And
don't think there's
Hercules
any other like.
was tricked by one of the god by Hera, and accidentally murdered his family, and they had to decided to basically set himself on fire.
Wait, who is this?
Hercules.
Hercules.
Oh wow!
But in
So
my
I just
comic book,
consulted. I just consulted Google Gemini. I have to tell you guys.
What is that? Google Gemini.
Wait, I just lost my thought because we're so busy.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. No, the joke doesn't work anymore because I had to be really concise, and I blew it. Oh, what were we talking about just before Tim's thing?
comic book universes and
Hercules.
Oh yes, Jesus and the resurrection and hell, death. Well, I just checked. I just checked Google Gemini, and it confirms that Captain Marvel can do it twice as fast, and she's really stronger than the universe.
Twice as fast as Jesus.
Because she's the strongest in the MCU.
Yeah.
So,
as I was trying to say, in my comic book universe, I have a fictional comic book universe that is Marvel and DC combined.
I think that's cheating, but okay.
Hey, you're cheating more. You got the whole DC and probably Marvel in fictional universes in your universe.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't they doing it? What do they call that? Aren't they mixing Marvel and DC together again?
No, you're thinking the amalgam universe. They're re-putting out the books that they did, back when they did it a few years ago.
I was going to do a Captain America parody character called Destroying Patriot, but he only goes by his initials.
Diana says she's going to bed.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh my God, I can't take it.
I was thinking of something cheesy like someone would be like, "Help, I'm losing my patriotism," and they go, "Looks like you need a little DB." That's funny.
So what stopped you from doing it?
I don't know why it's funny, but it sounds funny.
I just haven't really gotten around to working on something like that. Maybe I'll put it in the pages of Zen or Odysseus or something because it's.
I just can't stop thinking about how menacing the Canadian Shield looks. I mean, it's good that he. In a way, it's good that he's covered up because you don't see that he's a human, because that might be even scarier. But but you can't see his face. And he's just he's like the size of the Incredible Hulk, I believe.
And he's Canadian. Yes. That's terrifying.
Yeah, but he's all disguised, and he ends up what do you call it, lobbing or whatever, a log into space.
A tree
into space. Sorry about that.
A full tree, except no leaves.
What is it like?
Or
8 feet
lofty,
tall?
or what's the word? I can't think
No,
of.
no, it's probably like
Lobby?
20 or 30 feet tall or more.
Did you
What's the word
realize the kind of
for?
damage you could do to a ship?
Yeah, he's the reason there's all that space junk
But
He's the reason the
in
invasion's
our
coming.
Earth's atmosphere. There's all the space junk, and it makes it harder and
speak,
harder to visit space. Or
yeah,
it could
hey, well,
eventually. And
he
it's
threw
only
it up and he throws it up and he'd clear a bit out of the way as the tree goes through. But speaking of the Canadian Shield, today
I'm
I
still
just
waiting
got
for that tree spin off.
yeah. Speaking of the Canadian Shield, I just got the guy that did number 2, drew penciled and inked, to start doing number 3. And
Nice.
I was hopefully he can do it in 3 to 4 months. That's what I was asking him. So hopefully in 3 to 4 months we'll
Oh,
have
so
that.
you're not inking it yourself.
No,
Okay.
but I'll be coloring number 3
Hey, Tim.
as well.
Oh yeah, you're doing color.
Yes.
You're the
Is
colors.
Melvin a bounty hunter?
He was a mercenary, and then like he ended up having to switch careers, and he became a bounty hunter around issue 5. Well, actually, issue 5, which will also be like kind of like a continuation of issue 0.
So it's conceivably possible that if a tree, say, from Earth, were to fly throughout the gates of space and somehow hit a ship in Melvin's universe, that he might be hired to track down the guy and extract the price of the destruction of the ship. He's muted. I don't know.
Possible,
Yes,
I
but
guess.
Canadian Shield for his universe would be long since dead since
Yes.
But it's comic books. Anything could happen.
Yes.
So
Plus the tree is not on Earth, therefore it still exists.
when the tree gets launched
and
into
how would he track
space,
down where the tree came from?
did that
So
tree
when-
burn up in the atmosphere, or what happened?
It's a space tree.
Yeah, because somehow it
Yeah.
made it out of the atmosphere, so it would freeze once in space, right?
I
Becoming a
guess so.
deadly torpedo to any ship that it happened to cross upon.
Was that through the power of Christ?
No, well, the ship
Okay.
gave him strength, and he just chucked it into
Yeah,
space.
yeah, but then with some of the strength comes from his suit. I mean, he's
Yeah,
naturally
all
strong.
this.
but-
Well, obviously he has his natural strength, which he's
Wait a
pretty
minute.
strong.
Wait a
But
minute.
then the
Wait a
suit
minute.
provides all the extra strength.
Wait a minute. I'm
No.
imagining an issue of Xenodesius where they cut him across instead of like the ego, they'd have the tree, and he's just really kind of a jerk. So they just decide to use a bunch of chainsaws on him, and he can't do anything about it because he's a tree.
Oh no, like a treant or whatever in D&D.
No, he's just a tree. He can't do anything. He just floats there in space as they cut him up. It's like, no,
yeah,
don't
but
take
how
that.
is he a jerk at that point?
That's
the tree?
rude. The tree can
Oh, so
talk.
he's not even like he's not like the trees in the Wizard of Oz where they can at least move their branches around. I think
That's the only thing he can do is just talk
Oh, no.
and be rude and say comments. So he just sits there as they remove trees and branches and
That's
so
not
that's
a
not-
horror story.
Wouldn't it just be the 3PO wannabe? Because does the other one actually have arms? The R2D2 wannabe?
they both have arms.
Oh, okay.
God, follow the logic here, man.
I'm wondering, like, if some of the environmentalists might end up buying that book. I mean,
Right.
it's
Like
about
very-
this tree and it's being tortured, and if that's portrayed as a bad thing, that you could get a lot of.
They can kiss my grits.
You know, Tim, you might be able to sell a few more books if you go out and endorse the I can't believe it's not a Whopper. You could say it tastes just like beef.
It takes just like tree bark.
Actually,
No,
I
the
have
Whopper-
tried. I have tried the Impossible Whopper. It actually doesn't taste that bad.
I
I've-
figured it must taste pretty good because they were pretty hard on the advertising.
That's a
Isn't that-
whopper of a lot.
Well, I mean, like half of it's the condiments. If they get the mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard, all that stuff. Well, I don't think they put mustard on theirs. But if they get the condiments right, it's going to taste pretty much like a Whopper, no matter what's in the middle. I hope.
Wait. I'm imagining like this giant space tree, a bunch of like intergalactic environmentalists chained themselves to the tree, so they just saw through them anyway.
Trying to protest it.
Well,
No, don't
I
hurt the tree.
I can understand why. Oh gosh, I got to phrase this carefully. Not telling anybody to do anything illegal. I'm just saying I can understand why, like, if there's this beautiful forest and they're just like getting rid of all these old growth trees, why that could piss some people off who, enjoy nature and stuff,
And
because it's going to take a long time for that thing to grow back.
And all I'm saying
Well,
is
if
if
they're
they're going to chain themselves to a
it won't go back at
tree,
all.
if they're going to chain themselves to a tree, it would be okay to saw right through them.
I'm trying to think of an argument against that. I mean, other than the sacrament of human life and not, being merciful and stuff. But like, I get the frustration. I got kicked off of Twitter for a comment over traffic delays and stuff. And the truth is, like, it gets very frustrating. I don't think I could do anything so cold-hearted, though. Like, I'd be really pissed if somebody was stopping my highway so they could go, just say no to oil. Okay, what, All right, I'm going to say no as soon as I go to the gas station and I'm pumping my gas. You know what? I'll insist that I will not pump another drop of diesel so long as I own my car.
Well, then say here,
No,
tie this rope around yourself and then tie it to the front of my car and now drag my car several miles.
wait, is your car's not diesel though, right?
No, my point is they're going to
No, I'm asking Chris though, because that's the deal. If it's not diesel, then he's not going to be pumping it.
I will not pump any more diesel ever.
Well, again, apparently the diesel engine was designed to, at least allegedly, I don't want to spread misinformation. This is just education, just entertainment purposes. But I heard it was originally designed so it could run off of, like, say, vegetable oil or whatever, or some sort of biofuel or whatever. But then it had to be maybe modified, allegedly, in Minecraft in order to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember, YouTube, it's got this conspiracy theory rule, so I don't want to get this wrong, but I think the guy Diesel himself actually didn't necessarily design it to run off what we currently call diesel.
Right.
Might
Yeah,
it's some sort of other kind of oil or
modified, and the oil people have put their thumbs in it to protect their interest. And I do believe that happens a lot more than we understand, because when you're talking about billions of dollars, those companies are not just going to let that upstart solar company come along and take it. They're not going to let that upstart hydrogen company come along and take it. They're going to delay us and delay us and delay us until they take us to where they want us to go next.
Well, yeah, I remember seeing it out. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So I remember seeing some sort of presentation where I believe it was the oil companies were investing in some sort of biofuel as potential alternatives, because just to have all their bases covered. Now, I've heard there's an issue in some countries. I don't know if it was Brazil, where they're using some sort of like ethanol or something, where you might have to end if you're growing like a bunch of sugar cane or corn or whatever, and then using that as fuel, that may again this is just for entertainment purposes, not saying this is true, but it could hypothetically not be that good for the environment, because you got to have all if you have to have like acres and acres and acres worth of corn or sugar cane or sugar beets or whatever they use for fuel, that could have an environmental impact, hypothetically speaking.
And Upcast says peanut oil.
I know a lot of ladies that use that when they make cookies in my household.
There was a company
Really?
that
A lot of ladies or one lady?
No, actually, the daughters do it too.
Oh, okay.
there
It's
was this.
it's a family tradition. They use peanut oil and
Oh,
cookies on Christmas.
oh, that's interesting. That sounds really good.
It's an
I think they
Italian thing.
use
They
that
fry it.
for Pizza Hut
Sounds a
pizza.
bit
I could
nutty
be
to me.
wrong. Might not be peanut oil. Use some sort of oil for their deep dish pizza. But there was this person who had their diesel. It was old diesel rabbit. Now I guess they got replaced by Golfs and
Yeah, I'm
the
not sure
GTI.
anymore what we have
But
now. Yeah. They're still
someone
making cars.
someone took like an old diesel rabbit back in the day, and they converted it so that it would run off of the oil from the French fries, which I don't know how and they would just like go to McDonald's or whatever and get. I don't know
Yeah, I
how they
remember.
would purify that though, because I would think they would clog up the engine or something.
You could. They filter it in fast food with just a paper, like a coffee filter type
Oh,
thing. It's bigger than a coffee filter, but it's the same idea. I'm sure there's a fuel filter for it that would just take that right out. I don't know. Probably has to change it every other tank, if not more. But
I'm not sure it could be done on a mass scale, but I think that was clever. I mean, like, you know, even if it was just a few people doing that, that might versus if they just toss the oil out or whatever. That
yeah, a
sort
lot.
of recycling at least
I
worked
remember
out for that one driver.
when I worked at Wendy's, golly, 35 years ago. We had a grease pit. That was where all the cooking oil that was expired, been used up. It went in that pit. And there was a company that would come out and pump it. And I hate to say this, but I think it went into cosmetic items like soaps and makeups and stuff. They'd process it and just turn it into,
Ah,
they just turn it into
well, it
product.
was recycled somehow, but that's
Yes.
interesting.
It's still viable in other ways. They can still spin it into new stuff, and they call
Well,
it by
that's
a new
really
name.
cool. I mean, that's interesting.
Outcast
It
says
was
you can make
Orlando too.
diesel.
Huh.
Outcast says you can make diesel fuel from peanut oil.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
And diesel fuel for your car will also run the heater in most boilers too. But it's dyed differently, at least in America. So you're supposed to not use. I think you can't use the red stuff, which is the diesel or something for the car. But it still ends up the heating oil is the same stuff, just with different dye. Yeah. At least that's what I was
Yeah,
told by diesel driver.
yeah. Outcast says we had a biodiesel station and was bought out by the oil companies and shut it down. Well, therein lies the thing. Somebody comes up with this product, and then people sell out. To get a whole
That's kind
bunch
of
of
what
money.
happened to the streetcars, but I guess they weren't turning a profit. And so Wikipedia has we're basing this on this Wikipedia entry. They call it a conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory, as it's so called, is that General Motors bought up a bunch of streetcars and shut them down. I think what happened was it was kind of more complicated than that. But at least in some smaller towns where they weren't like really profitable, I think General Motors did replace them with buses. And then and I think the guy who was in charge of the project, his name was Hertz, and he started the Hertz. He bought up the company that became known as Hertz Rent a Car, and that
It's
was the
crazy
same
how
guy who was
business
in charge of
happens.
this project. But maybe I think at the time maybe streetcars weren't really as I don't know, maybe they weren't really as efficient as I think nowadays. Nowadays there's places in Europe where they're like going back to using streetcars, like places in England where they're going.
Does
Um,
San Francisco still play with streetcars like for tourists?
oh, I think they have trolleys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they still do, at least
Oh,
for the
Cass,
tourists. I don't know, but the Czech Republic has a really sophisticated tramway system, and the United Kingdom, London used to have, I think, one of the most sophisticated or the most sophisticated in Europe. And supposedly, there's a singer, Robin Hitchcock. It was like in the Blitz, they never closed, though they blew up half the roads.
we lost
It
Tim.
hurts me just to see him going dead in a museum. But if that's true, man, that is. I mean, people use the word based a lot, but could you imagine if just like during the Blitz when there's like all these roads being blown up and they're still just like, well, people have to get to work or whatever, and they're taking these, figuring out ways of getting those almost a trolley, but trolleys or trams or whatever to the destination.
Right.
But
Hey.
then again, I think it was. I think it wasn't. Maybe it was expensive or something back then, but now I think the newer technology might be better than back then.
Hey.
And it might save money over taking a bus, a running bus system.
Hey.
Okay, hold on, Lorenzo. I think Chris wants to say something.
Yeah, listen, I gotta kill the stream. My wife has like been walking by the room twice.
Yeah, I need to get going.
I was just gonna say,
public transportation.
yeah, Outcast has one last comment. If you use biodiesel fuel on a new vehicle, you void the warranty.
Yeah, I shared that too up on the thing.
Biodiesel, that's the term.
Yeah, that's how they're trying to keep you from using it because they won't support it after that. The bastards.
Yeah, that's too bad if that's the case. But then I'm guessing that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that would be cool to have, especially if they're quieter and not smelly like the buses with all that diesel fuel and stuff.
But is it really a city without that smell?
Bus.
Is it really a city if it doesn't smell like that? I don't know.
I think so.
I'm probably conditioned. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna kill the stream. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Throw up this thing and let this run just for the. Oh, that was weird. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, and I'm streaming tomorrow.
8 o'clock
Eastern,
right?
Yeah,
8 o'clock,
Eastern.
right?
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. I can restart it. I know how to do that.
Take care.
Last night, after everybody left, I came back and I said something at the end because I don't think I said goodbye to viewers. So in the middle of the promo, everybody's gone. I come back on. I'm like, oh yeah, bye everybody. Good night.
Do you have any advice as far as like, should I not put the open panel in the show description? Is that what attracts? Because I know I think there's a bot that goes through, and weren't you talking about that?
Yeah, if you're gonna put it anywhere, put it in the chat. You're more likely to get weirdos if it's in the description.
Yeah, I didn't put the link in the description, but I did put open panel, and somebody came on and
you still get weirdos sometimes, yeah.
I did removed my stream, so I was just wondering.
You know what I do? I make one of the known safe images big, and then I let them in, and there's like a moment where they're visible, and then it goes big again, and then I don't let them off of it until I'm sure who it is, because it's happened a couple of times, but nobody has seen it. Like I've had them on, and yeah, you know what they show, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just the a-holes.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're showing too. It's not good. Anyways, guys, we'll catch y'all. Check out Lorenzo tomorrow night, and Rick has that thing on
Tuesday. That was last night.
And Yes,
Oh
Tuesday
yeah,
night.
check out Rex channel. He does an awesome job.
And
yeah, I had
I
Rex
tell
up
you the
last
fact,
night.
the Great Cyclopian is done being funded, but if you want to read 1 through 6, it's free on HeroShack.com. And here we go. Maybe.
What's down? Jump some going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, big things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack.